Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. We are diving into something I think is really, really cool today.
Oh, yeah.
And something I know a lot of our listeners are really interested in,
Absolutely.
and that is automation.
Automation.
But we are going to kind of take a step back before we even talk about automation.
Right.
Because, we have a ton of research and real-world examples we're going to go over today. But before you even think about automating anything,
Yeah.
there is something that's absolutely crucial
Totally crucial.
that you have to do first.
You got it.
And that is standardization.
Oh, standardization. It's so important. People jump right to the automation. They want to automate everything,
Right.
but they don't realize
Yeah.
that automation isn't just a magic wand you wave over your business. It's
Yeah.
not like you just throw some software at a problem and
Mhm.
everything is hunky-dory.
Yeah, it's like trying to bake a cake with just like this vague idea
Yeah.
of it being sweet and cake-like.
Yeah, you need a recipe.
You need a recipe.
Exactly, you need that recipe.
Yeah.
And that's where standardization comes in.
Okay.
Standardization. Think of it as creating clear,
Okay.
repeatable processes
Mm.
that are going to act as your recipe for success.
Oh, okay.
And that's across every single area of your business.
So we're not just talking about like
No.
making checklists or two here.
No.
Okay.
This is way deeper than that.
Okay.
Standardization brings clarity to each task.
Right.
So there is no guesswork involved.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine every single person on your team
Yeah.
knowing exactly what to do, how to do it,
Okay.
what the outcome should be.
Okay. So we're talking about consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
Okay. So our sources talk about how this level of consistency not only reduces errors,
Right.
but it can help you pinpoint
Yes.
and eliminate inefficiencies
Exactly.
in your workflow.
And that's where that magic really happens.
Okay.
When you streamline those things, you are naturally boosting productivity.
What does that lead to?
Yeah.
Faster turnaround times,
Yeah.
lower costs,
Yeah.
ultimately higher profits.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Domino effect.
Yeah. So it's not just about saving time and money.
No.
It's also, and our materials talk about this, it's also about quality
Of course.
and the customer experience.
You got the all-important customer experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, give me an example of how this plays out.
Okay, so let's say you've got a standardized production process
Okay.
with clear quality control procedures
Mm-hmm.
that are baked in at each stage.
Yeah.
You're pretty much guaranteeing that every single product
Yeah.
meets the same high standard.
Okay.
No more inconsistencies, no more surprises.
Okay.
Just that same level of excellence
Right.
that keeps your customers coming back for more.
Yeah, and this kind of consistency spills over into other areas too.
It does, every single area.
Yeah, imagine you've got these standardized templates for marketing materials.
So your branding and message are consistent
Yeah.
across all your different platforms.
Exactly. It's like you've got a visual style guide that everyone on your team can follow.
Okay.
Creating that unified, impactful brand image.
Yeah, I get it. Consistency,
Yeah.
Breeds trust.
It does.
And that's really important for customer relationships.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I see the big picture,
Yeah.
but let's get down to some specifics.
Love it.
Our sources give some really, really cool examples
Yeah.
of how this actually panned out in different areas of business.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so let's start with sales.
Okay, love sales.
Imagine that your order process,
Mm-hmm.
from like that initial add to cart
Yep.
all the way through to delivery,
Love it.
it's completely standardized,
Oh, I love that idea.
right? So there's no confusion,
No confusion.
no delays,
Yep.
just like a smooth, predictable experience for you
Yeah.
and for your customer.
And a happy customer.
Happy customer.
God.
Streamlined operations.
You got a bit.
What's not to love?
Exactly.
And our sources talk about marketing too.
Yes.
Marketing.
Yeah.
It's not just about having, pretty visuals or whatever, but making sure that your message is consistent
Yes.
and on point.
Across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So imagine you've got pre-approved templates
okay.
for social media posts,
Hmm?
for email campaigns.
That's right.
This ensures that everyone on your team
Yeah.
is singing from the same song sheet, so to speak, and that just strengthens your brand identity.
Yeah, it's like having that perfect elevator pitch.
Exactly.
That's ready to go no matter who on your team is doing the talking.
I love that.
Consistent, impactful, ready to convert.
There you go.
All right, so now let's talk about production,
Production.
because this is where standardization can really, really shine.
Oh, yeah. This is a big one.
We talked about quality control before,
Yeah.
but these clear, standardized procedures go way beyond that.
They really do. They go way beyond. Think about things like minimizing waste.
Oh, yeah.
or optimizing your resource allocation.
Mm-hmm.
Even being able to predict potential bottlenecks
Oh, wow.
before they happen.
Okay.
When your production process is standardized,
Yep.
it's like having X-ray vision into your operations.
Wow. Okay.
Right, you can see everything. You can see where things are going wrong before they go wrong.
I like it.
You can see where things can be improved.
Okay, cool. So what about customer service?
Oh, customer service.
Our sources talk about customer service too.
It's the unsung hero of many businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. So how can standardization help out in this area?
So imagine having like scripts
Okay.
or knowledge bases
Mhm.
for handling common customer inquiries.
Okay.
So this ensures that every interaction,
Yeah.
no matter who's handling it,
Mhm.
is consistent, professional,
Okay.
and empathetic.
Okay.
They get that same great experience every time.
Yeah, it's like you're giving your team the superpower to always know the right thing to say,
Yes.
no matter what.
Yes,
And it helps the customer feel heard and valued.
exactly, which then builds trust,
Right.
which then builds loyalty,
Okay.
and then you've got that long-term customer relationship.
Okay, so I'm sold on the idea.
Good.
But isn't there a danger of this being too rigid,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't standardization kind of stifle creativity?
That is a great question and a very common concern.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Standardization is about establishing a solid framework, not building a cage.
Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot
Mhm.
between consistency and flexibility.
So you're not trying to force everyone into a one-size-fits-all mold.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's about empowering your team
Okay.
to do their best work.
Gotcha.
Think of it as setting clear boundaries.
Okay.
But those boundaries foster creativity.
Okay. I see that.
They can be creative within those boundaries.
So it's like having a canvas to paint on.
Yes.
You need the edges to define the space.
Yes. Exactly.
But then you have the freedom
You got it.
to create within that.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do you actually find that balance?
It's understanding that standardization
Mhm.
isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal.
Okay.
It's an ongoing process of
Mhm.
refinement
Okay.
and adaptation.
So it's kind of like this continuous improvement thing.
Yes. Continuous improvement.
Always looking for ways
Always.
to make things better.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is where data becomes really important
Okay, how so?
because by tracking your metrics,
Okay.
you can really pinpoint where your processes are falling short.
Right.
And you can make data-driven decisions to
Right.
optimize those.
So use it as a tool for growth.
Exactly. It's all about growth and evolution.
This reminds me
Go ahead,
of something I read in one of our sources.
Okay.
It was a case study about this company
Okay.
that was really struggling
Mm-hmm.
with its customer onboarding process.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
Yeah, they had a super high churn rate
Really high.
because the onboarding was so clunky and inconsistent.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But then they implemented a standardized onboarding process.
Oh, wow.
They did the whole thing,
Yeah.
automated email sequences,
Okay.
personalized welcome messages,
Nice.
clear steps to guide new customers.
So what happened?
Their churn rate plummeted.
Wow.
The customers felt valued, they felt supported,
Yeah,
and they were more engaged,
that's great.
which led to higher lifetime value.
Yeah, so it was a real aha moment for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They realized the power of standardization.
And that's a perfect example
It is.
of how standardization and automation work together
They're a power couple.
to transform a business process.
I love that analogy, a power couple.
And this is not just for big companies, right?
No, absolutely not.
This works for businesses of all sizes.
Any size.
This is for everyone.
It really is.
And it's not just about the bottom line either.
No.
This can lead to a more organized,
Absolutely.
more streamlined,
Yeah.
ultimately more enjoyable
Yes.
work environment
For everybody.
for everyone involved.
That's what we want.
Less chaos, more clarity.
I love that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked about the benefits of
Mhm.
standardization
Yeah.
and how it really lays the groundwork
How a foundation.
for automation.
Yeah.
But how do these two concepts work together?
Okay, so think about it like this.
Okay.
Standardization is the blueprint,
Okay.
and automation is what brings that blueprint to life.
Okay. So I'm picturing this.
Okay.
Like it's the detailed plan
Yes.
for a building, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't start construction without that.
You wouldn't. You need that plan.
And you definitely can't automate the process
Right.
without clear instruction
You need instructions.
and specifications.
Exactly. You need
Yeah.
to know exactly what you're doing.
So automation tools,
Yeah.
whether they're simple scripts
Yeah.
or complex AI systems,
Right.
they need that structured data,
They need it.
predictable inputs,
Yeah.
well-defined rules,
They need to know exactly what to expect.
and standardization provides that.
It does.
So it's not just about automating individual tasks.
Yeah.
It's about automating entire processes
Yes, from start to finish.
from start to finish.
Okay, that's where the real magic happens.
Okay.
And that's how you achieve
Yeah.
those next level efficiency levels, accuracy,
Mhm.
and speed.
And our sources talk about scalability.
Yes.
It's important, right?
extremely
So
important.
with these standardized and
Yeah.
automated processes in place,
Yeah.
you can scale your operations
Yeah.
up or down
Exactly.
without sacrificing
Without
quality
sacrificing anything.
or consistency.
You got it.
So it gives you a lot of agility,
So much agility.
which is essential in today's world.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
The what, the why.
Why?
But for our listeners out there
Yeah.
who are ready to put this into practice,
Yeah.
what are some concrete steps they can take?
Okay, so the million-dollar question.
Where do they even begin?
You begin by identifying those processes
Okay.
that are just right for standardization.
Okay.
So look for those tasks that are super repetitive,
Yes.
really time-consuming, or prone to errors.
Okay.
Those are the ones you want to start with.
So things like data entry,
Yes, data entry,
invoice processing,
Yeah.
scheduling appointments,
all of those things.
all that stuff that kind of sucks up time and energy.
Exactly.
Okay, so once you pinpoint those areas,
Yeah.
then what?
You want to map out the process
Okay.
in detail.
So break it down into each step.
Every single step.
Inputs, outputs,
Yeah.
who's responsible.
It's all about creating a visual representation of that workflow.
So like flowcharts, diagrams,
Or even just a list.
even just a list would work.
Absolutely.
Okay, the key is to capture all that information.
Yes.
So you have a roadmap
Roadmap for standardization.
for standardization. Okay, and here's an idea.
Okay.
Involve the people
Oh, yes.
who actually perform these processes.
The people who are doing the work,
in this whole mapping exercise.
they have such great insight.
Right. They have the on-the-ground experience.
They know what's working, they know what's not working.
Like-
So their feedback is invaluable.
Okay, so you've got this clear map.
Yeah.
Now it's time to standardize.
Now we standardize.
So define clear procedures,
Yes.
create templates,
Templates, checklists,
checklists, anything.
anything that eliminates ambiguity
Okay,
and ensures consistency.
so create a system
Yes.
that's easy to follow
Easy to follow.
and leaves no room for interpretation.
Exactly.
Okay, and once you have that,
And you can start thinking about automation.
okay, but how do you decide which tasks
Okay, good question.
are best for automation?
So look for tasks that are really rule-based,
Okay.
repetitive,
Mm,
high volume of data.
Okay.
Those are usually the easiest to automate
okay.
and offer the biggest bang for your buck.
So back to the data entry,
Yeah.
invoice processing,
Uh-huh.
all those time suckers.
All those time suckers, those are perfect for automation.
Okay. And there are tons of automation tools out there.
Oh, there are so many.
So there's something for everyone,
For everyone.
no matter your budget or your tech skills.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got the automation in place.
Yes.
What's next?
Well, you're not done yet.
Okay.
You need to monitor those processes.
Okay.
You've got to track those metrics
Right.
and be prepared to make adjustments.
So continuous improvement again.
Continuous improvement, yes.
It applies here too.
It applies everywhere.
Okay, but what about the challenges?
Oh, there are always challenges.
Some people might not like this whole standardization thing.
It's true. Some people are very resistant to change.
They might feel like they're losing control,
Yeah.
being micromanaged.
That's a valid concern.
How do you overcome that?
Communication is key.
Okay.
You have to clearly explain the benefits,
Mhm.
not just for the company,
Right.
but for the individual team members.
Oh.
Help them understand
Mm.
how this can free up their time and energy
Yeah.
so they can focus on more meaningful work.
Yeah, so show them how it benefits everyone,
Yeah, not just the company.
not just the bottom line.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know what else really helps?
What's that?
Get them involved.
Okay.
Get your team involved in the process.
Yeah.
From mapping out those workflows
Yeah.
to picking the right automation tools.
So when people feel involved,
Yes,
they're more likely to embrace the change.
absolutely. It's all about ownership.
Yeah, when you're involved, you're invested in the outcome.
Exactly.
But let's be real,
Yeah.
there's always going to be a learning curve,
Oh, yeah.
especially with all the tech stuff.
The tech can be a little intimidating for some people.
Right, because not everyone's like a coding whiz.
Not everybody, that's right.
So how do you address that?
Well, choosing the right automation tools is key.
Okay.
There are tons of user-friendly options out there.
Okay.
Platforms that are designed to be super simple,
Right.
even if you don't have that tech background.
So it's about finding that sweet spot
You got it.
between functionality and accessibility.
Exactly. Functionality and accessibility.
And don't forget about training and support.
Oh, training's so important.
Yeah, so invest in training for your team.
Yes, make sure they know how to use the tools.
Right, it's like giving them the keys to the car,
Hmm.
but making sure they know how to drive.
You got it.
Speaking of investments, though,
Yes.
some folks are probably wondering about the cost of all this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Automation tools can be pricey.
They can be, but think of it as an investment,
Okay.
not just an expense.
Yep.
And there are options for every budget.
Okay, that's good.
So you don't have to go all out right away.
So start small,
Yeah.
maybe automate a few key processes.
Yeah, start small and scale from there.
And see how it goes.
And you'll see those benefits.
Yeah, because the ROI can be significant, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Fewer errors,
Yep. Yeah.
increased productivity,
Happy customers.
happy customers, all that good stuff.
It all adds up.
Adds up. So it's about thinking long-term,
Yes, long-term vision.
not just focusing on that initial cost.
Exactly.
And here's something I thought was really interesting
Yeah.
that came up in our research.
Okay.
Automation isn't about replacing humans.
It's not. No.
It's about empowering them.
It is. You're giving them back their time.
Exactly.
Play can focus
So they can focus on those things.
on more creative,
Yeah.
strategic tasks.
The things that really matter.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
And isn't that what we all want?
I think so. Less stress, more productivity.
And this is really why we're so passionate about this topic.
Oh, yeah, we love this stuff.
It's not just about profits.
No,
It's about creating a better way of working,
it's about making a real impact.
having a more fulfilling work life.
And I think everyone deserves that.
I agree.
So are you ready to take the plunge?
Let's do it.
Okay, we've covered a lot today,
A lot of ground.
but now it's time to take action.
Yes, action time.
So for those of you listening
Yeah.
who are ready to get started,
Mm-hmm.
what's that first step?
Okay, so I want you to choose one process,
Okay.
just one,
Okay.
in your business that you think would benefit the most from standardization.
Okay.
So it could be your sales process, your
Mhm.
onboarding,
Yeah.
even your content creation.
Okay, so pick that one process
Yeah.
and commit to mapping it out.
Yep.
Identify the bottlenecks,
The pain points,
all the inefficiencies.
the areas that need streamlining.
Okay.
And then once you have that clear picture,
Yeah.
you can start creating those standardized procedures.
Break it down into those smaller steps.
Exactly.
It's about progress, not perfection.
I love that.
And then once you have that solid foundation in place,
Then you automate.
then you can start exploring all the automation tools.
There are so many great ones out there.
And speaking of tools,
Yes.
our sources mentioned a website
Oh, yeah.
called automatizzo.it,
Automatizzo.it.
and they offer guidance and support
They do.
to help you on your automation journey.
Wonderful resource.
And they have a special offer for our listeners,
Oh, they do.
a free article
Wow.
worth €100,
That's amazing.
packed with valuable insights and practical tips.
You can't beat that.
So head over to automatizzo.it
Yes, check it out.
and take that first step
To a more efficient,
to a more
a
streamlined.
more successful business.
It's time to unlock that power of standardization and automation.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
Until next time, keep exploring,
Keep learning
keep pushing those boundaries.
and keep automating.